Hello everyone. Um, Today I'm going to use a different way to teach. Before I make a video, when I was drawing, I make a video to show how I draw that picture. But today I'm going to I already did my drawing, so I take lots of pictures, step by step pictures till I finish. So I'm going to explain and every steps to you, like what I'm thinking when I'm drawing that, and what I'm looking at when I'm drawing that. And I think the video sometimes is too fast. You might miss something. So then this way sometimes I can emphasize something I really want to say. Takes my time to do that. Okay, so this is my reference picture. When I say this picture, what I do is I get the proportion right. So what's the proportion is the waist of this is how many of the lengths. I measured before is kind of like a 3. Look, right? Is this 3 of that? Kind of, right? So that was I measured. So when I look at the picture, the first, I put a rectangle on my paper. The rectangle's proportion is 3. 1, see, that's this and this same length, right? And 2 and 3. Okay, see, that's what the this bottle, the size and proportion is, right? And it doesn't matter a smaller one or a larger one, the proportion has to be the same. See, this and this, different size, but same proportion. Got it? So that's what I do in the beginning. I make a box. I measured waist and length 3. That's the proportion. Then I make a rectangle here. This is almost like square, but a little bit longer than square. That's what I did. And I made a little kind of box. You don't literally need to like draw a box, like stiff box, right? You don't need to do that. It's just like a kind of like sketch, and how big and you want to, where you want to put this, or how big you want to be. That's what I put on the paper, the first step. Now I will let you to see what I did for the first step. Here's the first step. I'm going to turn around. I think the okay, see, it's the same. It's the same I draw on that picture, right? It's the 2 rectangle and 1 square box. I place everything on the paper, like where you want to put this on the paper, like map it out, like a composition. Like when you have a camera, take a picture, right? You take somebody standing there, and you want to know where his head is, where his feet is. You want to take the whole body. So you have to see the composition, right? Where you want to put this person in your picture is the same thing. That's what I did. And did you guys see I made a straight line right here? And that line is for, this line helped me to make this bottle easy to make it symmetrical, right? So that the neck here be in the center, want one to the side, right? So yeah, that's the first step. So this is the second step. See, that's the first step. I did that box, everything. Now I'm looking at how, you know, big that neck is. Then where is it turned? Right here, right? And how big that is, right? And we're turned here. So you make it's this way, you easy to make it symmetrical. Otherwise it's hard to make it symmetrical, right? Sometimes this, won't match this part, or this too much, I want that match that part, because both sides has to match. So this way it's easy to match it. See, I use kind of straight line to make it, symmetrical. And finish that, then I'm go on to here. And this step, I erase the box. I start from the top, same thing, and made that 2 square there. I drawed a highlight that this glass bottle have a white highlight there. So for highlight, I'm emphasize, and highlight you need to put on the right place, okay, and the right shape. Right place and right shape. All right, so this is the core shadow, the shape of that core shadow. You will see it later. Because his neck turned this way, so that create a shadow here, right? That's why the curved right there. And after this one, it's this one. I'm start to shade a little bit. That's the first layer I'm shading. So notice the highlight, the white thing, the highlight here, right? And I leave that highlight. I start from the top, went down light, then it's darker on the bottom. I get darker, and this too. See, the inside is dark, and here's a dark. That's reflection. That's reflection, and that's another shadow here. Then that's the core shadow. This is lighter than here because it turned away, and it got reflect light here. So that's how I did. Then this apple gradually light. That's the first step of the first layer of shading. Okay, now when I finish this, I'm going to start another layer of shading. Where I'm going to start where I'm start before. I'm going to start with where's the picture? Yeah, okay. I'm going to start with here. See, I'm darken it and get more dark, more detail. See all the shadows here, and way more detail, right? Then same thing, I darken this, same thing, and reflection from the table, and apple, put this on, and put a casting shadow. Put a casting shadow. It's another layer from where you start before, from here, right? When I first start, the first layer I start here. This is the third layer. The third layer I still start here, right? Okay. Now, after that, after that is this. Okay, that's the finished one. See, notice I shade a little bit, tiny bit, the background. It has a light background. It doesn't have a dark background. The background, whole background is lighter than this glass, but darker than this white vase. Okay, white jar. and I darken this. Yeah, that's it. I just want you guys to make sure, like, shade this more shaded, detailed, okay? Don't just put a blob of dark in there. See, on the side of this, they're always light. Remember, this turned, so each side facing different lights. Then get to reflect lights on the side. So that's why the side is lighter, okay? And that part is dark. That's dark. And that's lighter than this one, right? Okay, hope you guys like this way of explaining. I think it's good because I can really emphasize what I want you to know in each picture. Because sometimes when I'm drawing, I just, forget to mention something I really want to see. This is like way easier for you to see it too, right? Okay, see you in the class.